Speaking of sports movie, our next guest actually, if I'm not mistaken, is got a script, making one, which is one of the many reasons why I love checking in with Nate Boyer, because you never know what this longtime Green Beret, former long snapper in the world of college and professional football is up to. And we all know he is part of Merging Vets and Players. He founded it with Jay Glazer now 5 years ago. Our friend Nate Boyer is here on the show. How are you, Nate?
I'm good, Rich. I'm a walk-on.
You are? Okay.
I'm a walk-on, and I grew up a Notre Dame fan because the local team was the Cal Bears, and they weren't very good. And so I just, like you said, you just adopt it.
That's
even
right.
When you're in Berkeley, California.
So you were like, you grew up like, who am I going to root for? The Cal Bears? And you try to root for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, which you did. Now, are you saying, hold on a second, Nate, because this would crush me and my argument into many pieces. Are you saying Rudy was an inspiration for you, Nate?
Negative.
Okay.
I'm saying Joe Montana and Tim Brown were inspiration for me.
Okay, fantastic. How are you doing, by the way?
I'm doing good.
Okay.
I'm doing really good. How are you doing?
I am doing well. How are, I guess, people that you know in the veteran community doing? Let's start with that to kick off our Memorial Day weekend conversation here, Nate.
Yeah, well, that's case by case for sure. But you know what? I think during this time, I've been really, really proud of a lot of people. And yes, like, isolation is one of the biggest killers, figuratively and literally, for the veteran community. And it obviously everybody's feeling a bit of that right now, and it's really hard. But I'll tell you what, like, the resiliency and the way that the vets that I'm close to, whether
right.
they're a big part of MVP, of Merging Vets and Players, or not, they've found things to do, ways to be of service. I mean, especially here in LA, I've just, like, countless stories of these guys and girls going way out of their way to find a way to help somebody get something done. Somebody that can't do it on their own, and like they just. Times like this happen, and it's like they come alive. It's like a deployment. It's an opportunity. Like, okay, I got a mission now, something to fight for. Like, what can I do? There's got to be something because we're a mess right now as a country in a lot of ways. So, like, how can I be utilized? And that's been really inspirational.
Well,
me.
And I do know, and part of the reason why I wanted to bring you on this weekend in particular, Nate, is it was about a year ago at this time I attended my first Merging Vets and Players, I guess, Wednesday night workout, and then post-workout sit-around confab. And by the way, by sit-around confab, and this is what's so amazing about your organization that you founded with Jay Glazer at vetsandplayers.org, is you get together, work out, work your body, and then work your mind afterwards and sit around and talk about veterans and players fresh off of their playing careers. Just discuss about what's going on in their minds and how they can feel a part of the world. And that Memorial Day weekend in particular is the toughest weekend for many who have fought and served. And I want to give you the floor as to why and how everybody can go about their business this weekend and make sure that they don't say the wrong thing and actually do the right thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, I appreciate that, Rich. It is a tough time. It can be like a very somber weekend, and we're obviously memorializing. That's why it's called Memorial Day. Those that have fought and paid the ultimate sacrifice, and a lot of us in the veteran community served alongside those people, became very close with those people. They were our brothers and sisters, not only in arms, but literally became our brothers and sisters. I mean, you're on a deployment overseas. I went on 3 of them, which is nothing compared to some people. I know guys that have been on 13 of them. But you go over there, and maybe you don't know anybody when you first get there on your squad or whatever, depending on how you deploy. But you become incredibly close with them incredibly fast. You're living with these people, and then you're out there training, and then you're in a combat situation, potentially shedding blood alongside them. It's like you bond with those people in a really, really tight way. And then when you lose one of those people, it's very hard in the moment, and it doesn't go away. It's not something that just passes with time. It's always there. And it's days like this that can be really challenging. It definitely can be really challenging. And all of us in the vet community, especially when we're done serving, we lose a piece of that identity and purpose and that sense of belonging to something bigger than us. And so it can be such a challenge, but there's so many ways to look at it though too. And that's something that we preach in MVP is like understanding that you sacrificed and risked so much to fight for those that can't fight for themselves, right? And because you did make it back, maybe you've been living with survivor's guilt, but you also have survivor's responsibility to live a life in honor of those that didn't make it back. Mm-hmm. You have that responsibility. So today, or I should say Monday, probably every day, should be somewhat of a day of inventory. And I stole that from somebody, a Medal of Honor recipient, but it's a great quote. He said, Memorial Day is a day of inventory. We're looking at myself, saying, am I doing all the things I promised I would do when I signed up, when I took that oath, when I met, in my case, my best friend Brad overseas, and I told him I was going to go try and be a football player. And then when Brad's gone, like, am I going to do that? Am I fulfilling that promise? Am I going to chase that dream? Because if I'm not, that you're not living up to that promise for them. You know what I mean? And the last thing I would want is them to be looking down from heaven and saying, in their heads, like, Nate, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. Like, what did I die for, man? I mean, come on. I don't want you to cry for me every day. Like, of course I want you to miss me. We all want to be remembered. But, like, how are you living your life? Are you chasing down what you said you were going to chase down? Are you pursuing that American dream of yours? Because that's what I want for you, and because that's what I would want if I wasn't here. And I'm pretty sure everyone's in that same boat, and that includes people that have died by their own hands back here at home. The suicide epidemic's a big one, and it's really hit the veteran community hard. So with all that being said, like, just make this a celebration. This day should be a celebration, honoring those people, remembering those people. Have a hot dog, have a beer, maybe go on a hike and get closer to them. Do the Murph Challenge in honor of Michael Murphy. Something like that to, like, remember those people this day, but enjoy it and celebrate it.
And in terms of that, Nate, I mean, obviously those are incredible words and powerful words, and hopefully any veterans out there, as you say, who have survivor's remorse or just hearing us and watching us can hear that. But in the final set moments I have with you here, what about mere civilians? I remember that there was a request of civilians what to say on Memorial Day that would not perhaps send somebody in the wrong direction if they are remembering and grieving while trying to celebrate the memories.
Yeah, I mean, you could say thank you in various ways, but also say, I would suggest saying something like, and I understand this might be a really hard day for you, but I just really want you to know I appreciate you, and I appreciate everybody that I didn't get to meet, that didn't make it back, that you fought alongside or you're remembering. And if there's anything I can do to help, just let me know. Like, I want to help you. I want to fight for you. You fought for us. I think that's the best way to do it, just to show that you care and you're listening. There's not a perfect phrase or anything like that, but just to understand that, like, first of all, Veterans Day and Memorial Day are different things. But also just, like, it's not supposed to be, to me anyway, it's not just supposed to be this downer day. It is a celebration. We're remembering the date. It's a holiday for a reason. But just, have a little bit of sensitivity and thought in that, especially you're out on, well, maybe people aren't out on the beach like normal, but, you're
right
decked out in the red, white, and blue and doing the thing. There's nothing wrong with that. But just understand why we're doing it. And if you, come across a veteran, make sure and thank them, spend a few minutes, talk to them, and then just let them know that, your thoughts are with them and, like, you appreciate not only their service, but those that aren't here today.
Love you, Nate. Thanks for calling in, man. What you and Glaze do for vets and players, merging vets and players, vetsandplayers.org being the website. Awesome. You take care of yourself.
You too, Rich. Love you, brother.
Right back at you. That's Nate Boyer. Went back and forth tours of duty also with the University of Texas. Remember Pete Carroll in Seattle gave him a shot.
That's right.
This is great.
Yeah, great dude.